Hi, I'm Angie DeArth from Inland Professional Title, and this week's subject that we're going to talk about is notaries. So when you go to an office for your closing, they are going to ask you for a copy of your current ID. And it has to be a picture ID, and there are certain items that we can ask for in the state of Washington. Well, last week, April 23rd, a new law went into effect on notaries, and now we have more items that can be added to this list. So the first thing, and the one we most commonly use, is your driver's license. Driver's license has to be current, but it has the three things on it that are required for the notary: the current address, the current picture, and it has to be a current ID. Can't take a expired driver's license and have the notary notarize based on that. So, and it's amazing how many people do come to closings with expired driver's license. They are, for the first time, they're being told, "Did you know your driver's license expired?" Well, then we can't use that one, so we have to go to an alternative. In Washington State, the second form of being able to notarize is one that's not used very common, but it's on the rules. You could come to closing, bring somebody with you. You have no ID with you, but that other person is personally known to the notary and does have a current ID. I could take that person's ID, make a copy of it, have them sign a statement that they know the person that's with them and who they are, name, address, all that kind of good stuff. And then the notary will notarize based on the ID of the person that is with them and known to them. So that's a second form of ID, which is just not very commonly used. The two brand new items that we've added to this are passports. Now, for years, I, as a notary, have always assumed you can use a passport for a notary. It's common in most states, but in Washington State, it was not on the rules until last year. And when I talked to many other closers who have been notaries for many years, they also were under the impression that a passport was a legal form of ID. Well, now Washington State has stepped up, and we now are like all the other states, and we are accepting passports, providing they have an address, a signature of the person on it, and picture ID. And so we will accept that. And it has to be current. It cannot be an expired passport. The fourth brand new item that's been added to this is tribal government IDs. This is brand new. A tribal government ID is going to be pretty similar to a driver's license. It will have the person's name, address, their signature, and then it'll have a current picture ID, and then it'll have date that it was acquired and date of birth, and it'll have the date it expires. So it pretty typically follows what the current ID is. So there you have it now. Washington State is up to snuff with all the other states. We now have these 4 ways that you can submit proof so that you can have your documents notarized. Thank you so much for watching this video. Next week, we're going to start a series of 4 videos in a row that are all going to be about different types of vesting, how you can take title to property. Thank you. See you next week.